lie, my feet feel good today, man.
Yeah, your wife went out and got you some new wheels.
You know what though? When she showed up with them, I was like, really? Because I really thought they were like,
the New Balance,
like AARP. I really thought like, gosh, I'm gonna look like I'm 75.
That's what the youngsters are rocking.
But you really made me feel better.
I mean, I've kind of been wearing them for a little bit now, but not to say.
And I said, okay, well then, I'm gonna be with this.
I walked on set yesterday because I hadn't seen you, and you had a different aura about you rocking the New Balances.
A different aura. It took over the whole.
And now you got the faded jeans, the oversized polo.
Right.
You look like an Urban Outfitters model.
I feel like one.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good look.
I like it.
That's a good look.
Keep it rolling.
Now the socks, they might clash, but there was kind of a theme when I put them on today with what we're going to talk about and who's here with us.
We're not talking about golf because that's what's on the socks.
No, golf socks, but the color scheme and the motif,
more of a wilderness
theme.
Kind of vibe.
There you go.
More of an outdoorsy, lush green, and maybe outside. I'm excited about this next guest.
I really am too. I mean, it can't be raining threes without 1, 2, but 3. Tim Morrow,
Let's get wild.
CEO.
Look at that picture
From the San Antonio Zoo. This is an album cover, Tim Morrow.
I need an album.
I think I saw that
there.
I saw that painting at a bar in Key West a couple years ago. I know it.
The giraffe. That's such a great shot. I love that. That's got to be a new profile pic.
Animals and kids. Everything I do, they outdo them.
That's the truth.
Every time.
You've been in this for a while. Yes. We met at SeaWorld.
Yes.
Back in the late 90s. And I was, remember? We were doing a game show out there. Lone Star Know-It-Alls.
Yeah. Not a lot's changed here at KENS 5.
But this was on the schedule at SeaWorld, and I was hosting a game show out there. Yeah. What was your title exactly back then?
Everything. I actually started as an operations supervisor and worked my way up to vice president eventually. So
wow.
I was there for 19 years.
19 years at SeaWorld? Yeah. Really?
So
and you went did you go from SeaWorld to the zoo?
Actually, Fiesta, Texas to SeaWorld to the zoo with some time with the Spurs in between. While I was working at SeaWorld, I was also doing some fun stuff with the Spurs.
Nice. You were keeping stats for the Spurs.
Keeping stats.
Yeah,
so
that's so cool.
Side with Sean Elliott and Bill Land and watch some championship runs.
I was just going to say, how many were you a part of?
A couple. Well, I mean, I saw all 5 championships as either with my father working for the NBA or me working for the Spurs. So that was
so
really
cool.
Fun time.
And when you were a statistician, you were keeping stats for the entire game or one specific stat? Or
for the entire game, for the TV broadcast. So when Bill and Sean were on TV, I sat next to Bill.
Okay.
And I would just give them facts. And, right in the headset. It's like doing the show here on KENS. I have a headset on. I hear Bill and Sean talking what the audience is hearing. I also hear what Bill and Sean are saying when they hit the mute button, and they're being very honest and open about what they're seeing. Yeah. And then I hear the control truck talking.
Wow.
And I hear the stat crew on the back. So like 5 conversations going at once, but a lot of fun, and just spend time with Bill and Sean and get to hear their insight and everything that they're doing during those games was incredible.
Solid gold. Absolutely.
And so when did the move to the zoo happen for you?
I got to the zoo in the December of 2014. So it was the last month of the first 100 years of our zoo. We turned 100 years old in 2014. So I got to be there on the cusp of 100 to 101. So I started in December of 2014.
And since I've been here, Tim, I mean, it's been like 0 to 100 at that zoo.
Yeah, what we say is we're a 100-year-old startup, and we went from the school zone to the Audubon real quick. And so we've invested about 150 million into the zoo grounds in the last 10 years. And big things coming in the next 6 months, and then bigger things coming in the next 5-10 years.
Oh, we were out there and just getting a tour. Big things are coming.
I mean, this is one of the best zoos in America.
Yeah, the last 4 years been named a top 10 zoo in this country by 3 different organizations, and we've won Best in Texas 5 times out of the last 6 years by 3 organizations. We really like that one because we get to brag over Houston and Dallas, Fort Worth. So
totally,
that was even more fun than Best in the US.
I was just going to say, you're more competitive in Texas than you are U.S., aren't you?
Was that the case though? Like prior to 2014, prior to the time that you arrived?
Not those kind of accolades, and it's really a testament to what the team has done here in the last 10 years of not only changing the infrastructure and the making better animal habitats, but our outreach into the community, our culture at the zoo, and how people feel when they come to the zoo now. And then we've added just a ton of events, so there's always something new and different happening. Right now we have big bugs, so these big giant animatronic bugs around the zoo, and we've added holiday lights and expanded our Halloween programming. So there's always something new. So it's just become a really it was already a beloved community asset, and what we say is, the community has fallen in love with us all over again, which has been really fun for us.
I know San Antonio Zoo has the accolade of being the first open exhibit zoo. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Am I
we're
right?
one of the first cageless exhibits,
Cageless
zoos in the country.
And that sounds scary.
Yes, yes.
Wait, what?
I'm sure it
Cageless?
was scary for them when they first did it. It was, and that's the moat system that we have, and you still see in some of our bear exhibits and tiger and things like that, where when zoos first opened in the late 1800s, early 1900s in this country, they were all animals in cages, and it was one of each because it's the only way people saw animals. And zoos started in Europe as these menagerie collections of the rich that had gone to Africa and said, "Oh, I want one of those, bring those back," and they morphed into public settings in zoos. And then as we got smarter, we started doing better habitats, and then and that was, the 30s and 40s. Our zoo was really innovative with that. And St. Louis Zoo was kind of almost our sister zoo at the time, going through the same things. And then you fast forward to the 80s, 90s. That's when zoos really started figuring out the social needs of animals and more of that complexity of the animals that we care for. And that's when our zoo kind of left the gorilla world and said, we are not equipped with a space to do a family of gorillas, so we're not going to have gorillas. And that was early 90s. We haven't had gorillas since. So it's taken us 35 years to get them back to this place.
I didn't realize they're coming back.
Yeah, they're coming back here this year, so we're really excited.
I thought there was going to be a new thing, but this is a return of
brand
the
new, but bringing gorillas back is brand new for generations of kids in this town have never seen a gorilla. So we're really excited.
It's a cool notion you just brought up because I love zoos, man. When I was a kid, I grew up, in Chicago. I would go to the Lincoln Park Zoo because I grew up about 5 blocks up the street. In the summer, my parents, at work, I would literally be at the zoo. If I wasn't playing sports or anything like that, I was at the zoo. I was at the animal education, classes where somebody would bring out and they'd bring out kids. That was me, man. I love animals. And then like in my last market, I was working in El Paso during the pandemic. Sports were canceled, so I literally went to the zoo and I did like book reports on all the animals. Like I was working.
That's awesome.
It was the nature report, out there in El Paso. But because that is such a cool opportunity that you guys provide. Now, obviously, summer coming around. This is probably where you see a lot of your kids coming through. What's that like for you when you see families and kids coming through and they keep coming back, right?
Kids are definitely the best part. It's funny, when I first got to the zoo, they were building new offices for us in the very back and nowhere near the zoo. And I said, the office I had inherited was at the front. And I said, I want to stay here because I want to hear the sounds of the kids and the families when they come to the zoo, the excitement that it brings. And so, we host field trips year round and did about 130,000 field trips last year of kids. And they come in every Monday through Friday. They come in at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And the energy level from that time till 1:30, they leave back to the buses about 1:30. And it's like, crash of energy level because the kids are so excited exploring the zoo and those kind of things. So we really do everything we're doing. We try to look at it through the eyes of kids when we build things and what would the kids like and the families enjoy. So that is our demographic, is mostly families with kids.
And you kind of tap into your inner child a little bit, don't you?
Totally.
Yeah.
Especially growing up working in theme parks where everything we're building is fun. We're creating fun. We're creating memories. So I think really looking at it through the eyes of a guest is how we've gotten to where we're getting the accolades we have now.
We're talking about a zoo too, and another notion about it. And I've learned this, the older I've got, and the more experience I've had with zoos and working with zoos. But a lot of people hear the stigma of it. They're like, "Oh, zoos. I don't like how the animals are all in, enclosures. Like they should be out. Like the notion of zoos. There's that stigma around them that they are bad for the animals. But you guys, I know, work with like the SSP, right? Mm-hmm. The Species Survival Plan. Right. Like zoos, really. One of the biggest points of zoos is for animal conservation and education for all of us. No.
Yeah, we work with all the zoos in our association, and if you put all those together, the monetary value of the zoos put in to conservation around the world is like 240, 250 million a year, just dollars. That's not including the people on the boots, on the ground, doing that work in those countries and those kind of things. So it's a massive conservation organization when you put us all together as the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And then like for our zoo, hosting 130,000 field trips a year in a city of a little over 1 million, between 1 million and 2 is a big number. We have the Will Smith Zoo School, which is the largest nature-based preschool in the country.
Yeah, the preschool's awesome. I went and spoke to those students. I know, right? It's a great school.
Yes. But it's, for a long time, it was the biggest thing we had ever done. And so we're literally putting our money where our mouth is. Like, look, we're a conservation education organization. And when you come here to visit the zoo, you're helping us pay for all those things, the conservation we do and the education. But the zoo school for a long time was the biggest thing our zoo had ever invested in and done. So it really speaks to who we are as an organization.
And do a lot of people think it's Will Smith?
Yes.
They do, don't
I was
they?
going to
Yes.
say they
Yeah.
show up and they're like, I
Yes.
didn't know he was so big into
So I have
animals.
2 funny stories about that. One, our donor, Susan Naylor, one of the greatest human beings on earth.
Yes,
You've seen her
I
name
love
all over
Susan.
San Antonio. Her son, Will, was killed when he was 8. That's who the school is named after. He loved nature. He loved Africa. He loved the zoo. And so, she gets frustrated sometimes that people think it's Will Smith. And I've told her that's a blessing, because if it was Bill Taylor preschool, nobody would ever ask who Bill Taylor was.
Right.
But they ask if it's Will Smith. So we get to tell the story about Will when we hear that question, which is
Good.
one.
Yeah.
But then you remember the incident a few years ago when Will Smith slapped
Chris Rock.
on
Yeah.
stage. And then Susan's foundation, Will Smith Foundation, started getting some emails. We got just a couple about it. But someone pointed out to me that our logo has a handprint on it. So our logo is the word zoo. The first O has a hand, and the second one has a leaf, which represents the hands-on nature play that we do. But they pointedly pointed out that, your logo has a handprint in it also, right? So I was like, well, you can't make that up.
No, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Encourages the folks to do their own research.
That's right.
I've got to ask Tim, where do you get your vision? I mean, and I'm going to step back for a second and go back to SeaWorld and Aquatica, which is phenomenal. It's a resort experience within an amusement park. And now the zoo. I mean, like, what you've transformed since I've been here is amazing at that zoo. Where are these dreams you're having? I mean, what's happening?
I think one is seeing it through the eyes of kids first, and then going out and seeing other parks and zoos around the country, around the world, and saying, what's the best part of this that you would take and that you like from this? El Paso Zoo put in a really cool overhead jaguar walk years ago when we were looking at jaguar walks, so that's where we went to get inspiration from. The Henry Doorly Zoo in the middle of Omaha, Nebraska. So if anyone's going to the Baseball World Series, go to the zoo. People ask me my favorite zoo all the time. The answer is San Antonio. Right behind San Antonio is the Henry Doorly Zoo
Omaha?
in Omaha, Nebraska, one of the most incredible zoos. And they have these massive expansions they're doing every few years, and they have a full-size train that goes through. They have a sky ride that goes through. They have, great experiences. So I think a lot of it is see it through the eyes of kids. One, also walk the zoo. I try to walk the zoo every day and just listen to guests talking, what they say and what they're...
Because they don't know who you are.
No.
Yeah.
And then talking to the employees. They know more than anybody. They know way more than I do about the zoo. So,
Yeah.
And our zoo school kids. And so just kind of taking in everything from everyone, trying to get the best ideas from everybody. And then what we kind of joke about with our leadership team is our superpower is how do we make it even cooler or even greater or even bigger. And that's what people are going to see with Congo Falls, the new gorilla habitat coming.
Yeah, we want to get into
exciting.
that, man, because Bill and I were out at the zoo a couple weeks ago. It's about 103 degrees outside. Man. That was a fun day.
It was a great day.
You got a much needed
A lot of shade, which is good. I got a little stand.
Yeah, but that new facility you guys have working over there for the gorillas is state of the art, man. I mean, I don't know if we've got. There it is. There's some footage.
You got to be excited about this.
Yes. That's actually our new overnight lodge where guests.
that's
can
you and me,
spend the
Bill.
night.
That's us right there.
that's you
Look at
guys.
those guns, Nate. Nice.
It was 103 degrees.
That was before you
outside.
guys got sun, it looks like. But that's a lodge you can spend the night in at the zoo. This is where you feed giraffes and those kind of things. So we've added a lot of amenities to the zoo too, with the feedings of the giraffes. You can feed lorikeets now. You can feed flamingos. You can go in and touch tortoises and pet kangaroos. But Congo Falls is going to be 2 massive outdoor habitats for gorillas, a big indoor rainforest for gorillas, overhead walkway trail systems for gorillas, overhead walkway trail systems for people, underground viewing of gorillas, overhead viewing.
Wow.
Really blurred the lines of is the gorilla in the habitat? Am I in the habitat? Where does it begin? Where does it end? Long
yes.
gone are the days of we all stand along a wall and look across a moat or something else at an animal. That's just not how we're designing anymore. So we really wanted to blur the lines of where
We're
it starts.
in
and where
there.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how many gorillas are coming?
We're really excited. We're going to open with 8 gorillas.
Whoa.
And so we'll have so in the gorilla world in the wild, as a male gets older and comes into his own, he'll start challenging that silverback for leadership of the group, and they'll fight, and either the silverback leaves or the male leaves. And so zoos manage that process the same way. So we'll have a bachelor group of 4 boys that have been put together, which they form bachelor groups in the wild as well. So you have the 4 boys coming together.
They go to Nashville and they have a big bachelor party in Nashville.
I just got back from
that's the
Nashville. Yes,
bachelorette party.
it's true. I was on a bachelor party a couple
Congo
weeks ago.
Falls is going to be the
All
bachelor
right.
capital.
I was there.
And then we'll have a family group of silverback and 3 females that'll hopefully have some babies and start creating our our group.
Because
So
there's
is it
like
like a
only
dating?
X amount on the planet.
Yeah, and all these are with born and bred in other zoos. So we mentioned earlier the species survival plan. They were all picked for their genetics to come be at this zoo at this point in time for specifically the silverback and the 3 females to breed that new genetic line that's not represented. So we try to have 100 years of sustainable population within zoos of these species. And
Gotcha.
so someone manages the giraffes like this, and the elephants like this, and the gorillas and the tigers and the jaguars. They're all managed and moved. And people see a lot of announcements like, we're moving so-and-so, it was moved out. And now this giraffe is moving in, and they don't understand necessarily why, but it's because of genetics and breeding that we're doing these things.
So that's why the animals are going to sometimes
Yes.
from different zoos. So you'll say, hey, we've got a certain amount, X amount of this species,
Yes.
and that's kind of how that. It's like a. I was
It's
gonna
a
say,
giant dating service with like an app almost of like, okay, they have every
you guys are
gorilla
swipe.
in the country.
We just saw a zebra in Denver. Swipe right. You know, we can use one of those. I got a meerkat in Orlando. We can give you 3 of those, and you know, it's kind of like with draft picks and stuff.
Yes.
Well, speaking of animals, I'm excited to debut a new segment on Reigning Threes. We're going to
got a
call
game,
this Reigning Champs.
Okay.
All right. So Reigning Champs. What we're going to do, Tim, is show you 2 animals
On the
side by
screen.
side
Oh,
on the
God.
screen. And what we want to know is who takes who in a fight.
Oh, and a 101.
Who would win on a one-on-one fight?
All right.
And are we going street rules or?
Street rules, neutral site. I just thought of like kind of 12 animals who certainly humans wouldn't want to run into one-on-one.
Right.
And I'm gonna go street rules.
Okay.
Neutral site. I stayed away from marine life in this.
This is where I should go back to my story of working at Six Flags. I started my career as a lifeguard.
Oh, that's right. You were a lifeguard.
I am not a zoologist, but this is still gonna be fun.
This is gonna be good.
All right. First up, let's take a look at the first battle.
Oh, we got the python and the crocodile.
All right. I'm gonna assume they're about the same size.
Okay.
I think I'd have to go with the crocodile here.
I think those the Nile crocodiles. Those are mean.
I feel like the
animals.
crocodile would get the jump on the snake. Would give it
Right.
a little bit of advantage.
So
the snake
fast.
gets wrapped around the crocodile. The crocodile's gonna be in some trouble, but I feel like the crocodile would get the jump on him.
Because it had, in order for the snake to win, it's got to wrap him up.
Yes.
Because crocodiles, I mean, they swallow their prey whole.
Yeah, he'll take that thing and try to drown it, roll it around underwater, drown it.
That's the death roll.
Yeah,
right?
the
Death roll.
snake's just gonna try to squeeze him to death and keep him from breathing. So it could also end a tie. This one can also end in a tie sometimes.
Yeah.
Kill each
True.
other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
One's wrapping one, and one's trying to drown the other one. And they both end up just.
And they both are
in a tie.
underneath. Yeah.
But I would
All
go
right.
with Croc on that one for the.
Okay. Croc on the first one.
What do y'all say?
I go Croc.
I'd probably go croc.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are mean.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, let's see what we got next.
Oh wow, the
This
epic
is a good
showdown.
one. That's a good one. That's
This
a
one-
grizzly.
This one is Western Conference Finals level material right
It's
here.
Lakers.
Wow.
Spurs.
Yeah. This really is
I'd go gorilla here.
Gorilla over Grizz.
just pure strength, right?
And speed.
Speed.
Gorillas are faster. I feel like they're faster.
Okay.
Agility wise, bear can run fast, but I feel like gorillas super
In the terms
agile.
of the temperament
Yeah.
of a gorilla too. I mean,
Yeah.
they are they an apex predator?
Well, no, they only eat fruit and vegetables,
Right.
but very protective of their groups, and they could do damage to you easily. Yes.
It's
how
just
strong?
a mere strength. Yeah, how strong?
They
I've
crush
heard
the skull,
like
crush the
thousands
skull,
of
yeah,
pounds.
yeah.
They can crush a scroll with their hand, just gripping your
like
skull.
a coconut, like a.
Wow. That's why that online or social media debate or discussion, I should say,
100 men.
100 human
gorilla.
beings versus a gorilla.
That was fascinating to watch the debate.
The simulations. Have you seen the simulation? I mean, I'm
You don't want
like,
to be the last guy or the last two guys in.
right. There's no way. I
What's
mean, a
your-
gorilla.
what's your take on the
What was
100
your take
men
on that?
versus
That was
the
funny
gorilla?
because I was telling my PR team, like, there's got to be something. And we have pretty fun social and pretty funny. And I'm like, we could just not think of a way to kind of get back in that without being inappropriate for a zoo or something. So we didn't say, but my money's always going to be on the gorilla on that one because they're not going to have the fear like the people are going to have the fear when they see what starts happening. The gorilla is just going to keep going. The people start seeing people get that kind of damage done to
That
them.
one little hesitation.
They're out.
Exactly. You're gone.
They're out, so-
Exactly.
Yep.
All right. Next up, So we're all going gorilla.
But
You like gorilla with that?
people really underestimate the size of grizzlies. I mean, I think
Grizzlies are big, man.
So people think that they could wrestle grizzlies as a human. I'm like, no, that's not.
I don't know.
Their paws.
I don't know who's thinking.
Yeah,
that.
right.
I
The
don't know how
size
much
of your
torso.
I don't know how much
Yeah.
they've been drinking where they think they can take on a grizzly.
Plus, I don't have any grizzlies, and I have a gorillas coming, so I want to stay on their good side.
Yeah, right. We're going to home court.
All right, next up, the hippo versus the rhino.
I'm going rhino.
Wow.
Really?
I'm surprised.
Against each other, yes, I go rhino because the hippos kill more people in Africa than other animals do because they're very territorial. If you get in their water, you get into near their babies or their territory, they will come after you. But that rhino horn is going to stop a hippo charging at it. So the hippo has his mouth to do damage to you. Not going to eat you or anything, but has this.
But he's
mouth
got to
do
get
damage.
close enough.
Yeah,
That's the
the
only
rhino
problem.
has that horn defense in front
Yeah.
of his face that I'd give him the advantage on that. And I've seen videos of rhinos lifting cars off the ground with that horn. And
With
stuff.
that horn?
Yeah.
Because you
I have
guys.
been chased up a tree by a rhino before in Africa.
Wait a minute, what?
Really?
Yes, and
Really?
I've been chased across a field by a rhino. In Africa.
You gotta tell the story
Twice.
about being
Yeah,
Twice.
twice.
Yes. The first time was my first day in Africa ever, and walking with a guide, and I'd been asking questions about. We're on a big reserve, and I had been asking questions like, "Is it lions here? Like, what are the predators?" Oh no, we don't have any lions on this property. We're walking, and I literally tell him, "Well, I'm really glad there's no lions on this property. Like,
Yeah,
I'd
that's a
be
good.
nervous right now
Exactly.
on this trail system." And he goes, "No, but." This is prime territory for black rhinos, which are solitary and very territorial also. He didn't even, as he says, the words weren't even cold out of his mouth. And we turn the corner and there's, from me to that wall, a rhino snorting and puffing on the, stomping on the ground.
Oh my!
It smells us first and hears us. They don't see great, but he smells us and hears us. So the guide is like, "Get ready to get in the tree." I'm like, "What do you mean get ready to get in
He
the tree?"
whispered it to you.
Yeah.
And it's just the two of you.
Yes, just to us. So I'm looking for a tree to get in now, and the tallest tree was like 7 feet tall, like a crepe myrtle style tree, like nothing like a big oak tree that I could climb. So
Yeah,
we
there's no.
basically just got inside the branches of this tree, both of us, and just stood still for a few minutes, and it kept coming closer and stomping, and then finally just got bored with us or wasn't interested in us anymore and left.
What's going through your mind at that
I'm about to
moment?
die. I'm gonna die.
Really?
my first day in
It was
Africa,
panic
yes.
a little bit.
Oh yeah, my heart. I watched my heart rate was like 165 when I looked the next day.
It's
When
calling
you say how
911.
close this rhino came, like,
From me to you. It was from me to you.
are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Are you
my
serious?
Twice I've had a rhino at least that close. Yeah,
A wild
Oh,
rhino,
Tim.
wild rhino, black,
Wow.
male territory,
and it was kind of
Oh,
charging
yeah.
you. He was,
snorting, stomping his feet, running up, and
and then he just decided,
yeah, they just it's not or either he thinks it's not a threat, or there's 2 of them or 3 of them, and I'm leaving. But they both made their point clear that we are not welcome in his territory.
Yeah, this is his house.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But,
Oh my goodness.
So I'm going with the rhino on that one for
yeah,
sure.
because you have hippos and rhinos at the zoo,
Yes.
obviously too.
Yeah.
right?
And would a rhino go in water? That's the other.
They'll go in water and wade
Okay.
around, but not swim. Well, the hippos don't swim either. They just run across the bottom.
Oh, is that right?
But spend most of their lives underwater.
Yeah.
Because they're big and it feels good on their body, I'm sure.
Sure.
They come out at night to eat and graze and things like that, but very territorial.
Well, speaking of animals, it could not be a visit from Tim Morrow and the San Antonio Zoo without some animals. You brought some friends. We've got some animal ambassadors.
Yes.
No
here.
rhinos or hippos or
No. Yeah, exactly. They didn't get through
There's a tiger
security.
in the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm gonna hand you
Hi,
one
Brooke.
of our newest one of our newest animals to our zoo.
Okay.
These are the desert
Nice.
millipedes.
Am I going back
Oh,
in
wow.
here?
Either way.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
The desert millipede.
These are desert millipedes. They're native to Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, more so in the arid regions.
This is so awesome.
Aren't
It,
they
it feels so
amazing?
cool.
Aren't they amazing?
Yes.
They really are nature's cleanup crew.
Really?
There's over 80,000
Oh.
species.
there was.
Oh, there was. I'm not going to step. I'm not going to move my foot. Way to go.
So you're just going
I
to.
should do it this way.
There we go. So, yeah, so
Palms
there's
up.
over 80,000 species of millipedes.
Kind of going with like a
There you go.
Tai Chi kind of
Yeah.
vibe. Of,
Yeah.
If you think about the word millipede, you think about the Latin prefix mil, which is 1,000.
Right. Where's she
Because
going?
of how many legs they have. But really, they have about 700 legs.
Do they? That's all?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
about
now
it.
he's on my leg.
Pick him up.
Okay.
Pick him
There you
up.
go.
Don't be scared, Bill.
There you go.
I mean, why? How's Nate's doing so good over
I
there?
know. I told you I'm going with like a.
Maybe Bill needs this guy, the big one. He's slower.
All right, don't go
Look
down
at the
there,
size
buddy.
of that one that
So-
Tim has.
Yeah. So
Now,
that's
are these all related or anyway? Or?
So they're not related.
Okay.
So they all have their cute names, and we name
Oh.
them cute, lighthearted names so that
who's
people
this?
feel connected. So this is Legolas, like Lord of the Rings.
yes.
Give it
Oh.
legs, millipede.
I see what you did there, Brooke.
There you go. That is Milli Vanilli.
Oh wow.
Stop
Right?
it. I thought he was lip syncing.
Yeah.
I thought I saw that.
And this is Mr. Bojangles.
Mr.
Bojangles.
Bojangles.
One of my favorite.
Ay, ay, ay.
Bill.
I mean,
come
seriously,
on.
man.
Oh my
It's my first day with a millipede.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, they do have, because they are arthropods, they do have a protective exoskeleton.
so that's not
Thank
hurting
goodness.
him.
No,
Thank goodness.
not at all. Yeah, yeah.
Poor Millie. Here you want
Yeah.
Poor Millie. I blew
So,
it, didn't I?
We're gonna be highlighting all of our arthropods at the zoo because, as you know, it's the summer attraction.
Yeah.
So we have bug shows every day. You got it?
No, I do. He's
So cool.
exploring.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go, Nate. Go for it.
Yeah, he's just kind of surfing.
Yeah. So when they molt, so every time they molt, they're going to gain a segment, and each segment to their body has 3 to 4 pairs of legs. So they'll continue to grow legs the older that they get.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Awesome.
And how big is that? The biggest they'll
So
get?
yeah, so this
Okay.
species particular, I would say it's probably about 7 to 9 inches, but they do have one of the longest lifespans of all.
I was just going to ask you how old this dude is.
Well,
How
we
old is-
don't know. We don't know.
Age is just a
Yeah.
number. You don't ask that question.
It is.
Yeah.
It is rude.
7 to 10 years is
Okay.
their average lifespan. But because they live at San Antonio Zoo, they're going to live a lot longer.
Nice.
Nice. Exactly.
All
I'll
right.
let him
Thank
transfer.
you. All
I'm
right.
Gonna, I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
take these, and what would be a visit from San Antonio Zoo if we didn't have multiple animals to bring? All
There's
right,
more.
So Tim,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
gonna
there's
grab-
more.
Yeah, wait, there's more.
Yeah.
How many times did you ball security over there, BT?
I know. I fumbled him several times. What's your favorite animal at
turnovers.
the zoo?
This is a great
What's your
question.
favorite?
My favorite animal right now is gorillas because that's what we're learning about and working on, and it's just incredible how smart they are. And we've actually put favorite animals on our name tags, and mine changes
Great
with
idea.
what we're working on because that's the animal I start learning the most about. I learned something I didn't know this about the legs and the growing today. I literally
Yeah.
learned something
Hey, buddy.
new
Yeah.
every day at the zoo.
Oh, who's this?
Speaking of something new at San Antonio Zoo,
Wow.
this is one of our newest ambassadors to our program. This is Bingo, and Bingo
Bingo.
is a Centralian blue-tongued skink. So I'm sure you've seen already how they got their name. He's flashed it a couple of
saw it,
times
yeah.
already. Yeah. So they use that tongue to kind of basically to protect themselves from potential predation. Yeah.
It's really blue.
So there's 10 species of skinks, and so we have several at our zoo, and they just make incredible ambassadors because they kind of have, they have this little tough appearance, but they're actually really gentle. So they're native to Central Australia. They love to bask in the warmth. I mean, they're just incredible.
In Central Australia, wearing off predation. I mean, there's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
with the snakes out there. I mean, it's no
Oh,
joke.
yeah.
So are these guys kind of on the menu for those kind
Yes.
of snakes? Yeah.
Yep, they can be, and for birds as well. So you'll see that blue tongue. So they can see in ultraviolet colors as well. So it's also a flag to attract potential mates. So so there's multi-purpose for having that colored tongue. And every time we bring these skinks out to, so all of our ambassador animals, they travel the city and beyond. It's a way that our zoo can extend our reach. Every time we bring out this skink to schools, the kids immediately, I mean, yeah.
They go home. Nice.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
How old is he?
so he's under a year old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he a reptile or an amphibian?
He is a reptile.
And how much bigger do you think he'll get?
He's gonna get, so we do have an older female named Jean. So he's gonna get, I'm not gonna say double in size, but he is going to grow much larger than this. And we're saying we're not exactly sure yet.
We don't know
Yeah,
his
we
pronouns.
don't know
Yeah.
yet. We don't know, but we'll get that information soon. Yeah. So I have one more ambassador.
Okay.
I have to ask you though.
Uh-oh.
How do y'all feel about
I
snakes?
thought she was going to ask
I'll
about.
do it. Anything.
I was going to be like Blue Cross Blue Shield.
What's your insurance policy? Yeah. I'm gonna. So let me
I'm
go
good with
get our
snakes.
next
I mean,
ambassador.
I'll do it. Yeah.
In this environment, like normally, if I see a snake, like I had a rattlesnake in my backyard, well, then I go into defense mode, like fight or flight, and we're going to fight. And
We're gonna fight.
snake's going to die.
Fortunately, you got your
I'm
new
afraid.
balances on, so you need to
Because I'm,
something goes down. in your house.
Now you can flight.
Yeah.
no, I can flight. It's now an option.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
No, he just
Now,
quit.
who's this guy?
Yeah. So this is Colby Jack. And so Colby Jack is a ball python. These snakes are native to Africa, and I like to call them the puppy dogs of snakes because they're just very friendly.
Okay.
They're very popular.
I like
Yeah.
the sound of
In
that.
ambassador programs because of their gentle nature. Yeah, you can give
What
it
would
touch.
you call what he's doing right now, Brooke? I mean,
So
like,
this is
I'm
this
chilling?
is a way that he feels comfortable in this position.
We call it
And-
chilling.
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 Yeah.
That's the zoological term for that.
You'll see. Oh wait. Okay, look. Watch. Let's zoom in. I don't know if you can see. So he's sticking out his tongue right now.
Yep.
Did you want to
Yeah.
say? Did you want to say something?
I think he's. Well, actually, I think he's smelling his new New Balance tennis shoes.
See,
Yeah.
I'm so glad I wore these
Yeah.
today.
So that is a way that snakes can understand the world around them.
Yeah.
That is how they smell, is by sticking out their tongue.
Oh, wow.
So yes, they have noses. They breathe in oxygen, but they actually smell with their tongues. So what they're doing is they're just kind of picking up scent particles. They're bringing those particles back
really
in.
chill.
Checking you out.
Yeah. See, look.
Hi, buddy.
He's like, let me take a sniff.
What's going on?
Yeah.
This is Tide detergent.
So, but what he's doing is he's taking those scent particles back in on his tongue, and then he pushes them up on an organ that's at the roof of their mouths, and that organ actually helps them decipher if this is a smell that I should pursue or if this is a smell that I should run away from.
What is he?
So he's just smelling you, Bill.
No, but what is he like? What do you feed him?
Oh, so he eats. Well, let me ask you. How much do you think he eats? Like we eat, say on average, we eat about 3 meals a day. How many meals do you think you should know?
I
You
think
are an
if
education
I'm actually
zoo.
going to give
Yes.
this is I'm on the spot.
You
I think
should know.
I think that you feed him one rodent every like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You got it. Wow. So we do feed him. So
the
we
music.
do.
Talk about
we do
intermittent
offer-
fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, cue the music.
Also, the Spurs will be picking second in next month's NBA draft.
So we do feed him. We feed him once. We offer him a small rodent once a week, but sometimes he skips weeks, and that's not uncommon.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, one of our largest snakes is our Burmese python, who's over 12 feet long, and he can go months without eating.
Wow.
And even when he does eat, he's only eating something the size of a rabbit, maybe once a month.
Okay. And with the Burmese pythons, is it something where like when it's time to feed him or her, he might be a little fussy, kind of, in there?
Angry?
or-
Yeah, not so much.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
not so much. I mean, he really does have one of the most incredible habitats for ambassador snakes in all of AZA. He has his own apartment inside of the zoo.
It's the size of a
Nice.
New York City
Yeah.
apartment.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Wow.
Okay.
Really does.
No,
He
full-size
really
door to walk in,
does.
yeah.
Yeah, and his name is Gomez.
Nice little fun.
Okay, Gomez. Do you guys
How do
have
you-
any? You guys do have venomous snakes at the zoo, correct?
Lots of venomous snakes. Our reptile house has a lot of venomous snakes and species, and then even in rooms that you don't see as a regular zoo visitor, that we're doing breeding of venomous snakes from around the world and stuff to help other zoos. And we produce we have anti-venom. If the hospitals have a snake bite in town, they call the zoo, and those kind of things. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Wow.
Every department that's
They
connected
call
to
the
same thing.
zoo.
They call
What?
the
That's
zoo.
interesting.
Yeah.
That it's a good call.
You
I mean,
you gotta give it a
Is
call.
Yeah.
there like an anti-venom
Yeah, because
purpose?
we have very rare antivenoms, and so
Yeah.
if someone, a private collector or somebody that has a snake and mishandles and has a bite, and maybe they don't have it, they're calling us first to see.
never
if we have
thought
it,
about
bring them
that.
to the zoo, to the hospital.
How often
makes
does
sense.
that like happen?
Not a lot,
Thankfully,
yes,
okay.
but it has happened.
Brooke, how do you know when they're hungry?
So we'll see that. Technically,
Just
you
behavior?
could see its behavior,
Okay.
and you might see a little agitation, but we have a feeding schedule that we stick to
Okay.
and that we do not stray from. And so we have multiple snakes in the department, and they have various feeding days. So, for example, a snake like Colby Jack here might be fed on Mondays, whereas the other snakes might be fed on a Wednesday. So we can make sure that we have a snake, because remember, it's after they eat. After they eat, we're going to give them a resting period of several days, sometimes even a week, before they can go out on programs again. And so by doing this feeding schedule, we can always ensure that we have a snake available for all of the outreach and in-house programming, because snakes are so important to our messaging. When we have presentations, we want to make sure that we always have a snake available. Guess why?
We're communicating.
Well, yes. Look, right here. It's like you're establishing a connection.
He wants to explore
Yeah,
a
right
little
here.
bit.
It's a
But
safe
it's
place, Colby.
very when we tell people that we're bringing snakes, usually there's this and
Yep.
to me, I have 5 minutes to change this individual's
That's a good
perspective.
That's a good way to put it.
Of,
Challenge taken.
I take it.
That's your
I
mode.
go with
yeah.
it.
He's
Yeah.
stretching out a little bit.
I love it.
He's getting a little more comfortable at this point.
Just you want to go explore?
Right on Bill's.
You ever seen a weatherman before, Colby?
Is this might be Colby's first time?
Yeah,
Definitely to a
yeah,
podcast.
He's a little
for
starstruck.
sure.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. His eyes got big. He's
Explore a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. So he's
So
been a part of this
cool.
program for a long time. And, how could you be afraid of a snake that is named Colby Jack?
yeah, that's the truth.
I mean, really.
An inviting name. Exactly.
Yeah,
I
it
like
helps build this connection right away.
Right.
And what it does is it invites curiosity, not anxiety.
that. Brooke, thank you so much.
Oh,
This is
thank
so cool.
you.
I love this.
All right. Okay, Mr.
So our ambassador team has their own Waterburger stage inside the zoo where they do presentations every day. And then, like Brooke mentioned, we go to schools, we go to senior citizens' homes, we go out in the community doing stuff with these ambassadors. So people that necessarily can't get to the zoo, we try to come to them as well.
Bring it to them. Yeah, that's
What's your
important.
favorite part, Tim, about animals?
I think the conservation work that we're doing, and when I came to the zoo, I had no idea the conservation work that our zoo or all the zoos put together did. And when I found out what our zoo's leading, like in the Amazon or in Japan with giant salamanders and all these programs are doing, the conservation that I talk to people all the time because they're like, man, I feel like you're always working. And I'm like, well, when you meet my staff, you'll understand why. Like, they're the most motivating force on earth.
Yeah.
They dedicate their lives to these animals. They spend more time with these animals than their own families in many cases. And they literally work every day to save the world. That's what the staff at the zoo is doing. And we divided our departments into mission delivering, which is our animal care team, our education team, our conservation team, and then every other department is mission. Way to go,
boy.
Bill. Fumble.
I just
four.
knocked that
Fumble
over.
number
Bill's,
4.
Bill's all real. Bill, yeah.
That's the
Bill,
up
what were you
guy.
doing? Bill, what were you doing before the show?
I know.
This is why he does weather.
Wait, what was it? It wasn't the old guy from
It
Up,
was the old
it?
guy from Up.
Are you serious? Did he
He's
break?
okay. No, he didn't break.
good.
He's good.
Good thing you didn't break David Robinson. We'd have a.
I know. You still talk to Tony Parker?
I do. He's just not in San Antonio as much as he used to be, but still talk to the guys. And I ran into Fabricio a couple weeks ago, which is I think it's
He's
so
still
neat
here?
that all these guys. He's here half the time.
Okay.
But these guys that did not grow up in San Antonio and play their careers here and stay, I mean, the list is long. Bruce,
Yeah.
Tony, Manu, Timmy, Fab. I mean, there are a ton of them here.
Right.
Antonio. I mean,
Antonio.
George Hill. has a
George
military
Hill.
staying here. I mean, there's so many that are just hanging out here in San Antonio. I think it's really
And I bet
cool.
that's unusual. You know,
It has to
as
be.
far as
It
NBA
has to be.
players,
I
they
think
can
it
live
says a
anywhere
lot
in the
about our
world.
city, and people don't bother them
Totally.
too much. It's kind of a laid back lifestyle and just a great place to live.
What do you think the Spurs should do this offseason?
And this is a tough year because you could go all in and be right there, but are you selling yourself short for the future, or do you keep riding what you've been doing and building with this youth and stuff? So I think it's a really cool transitional year, but I think the Spurs have so many levers to pull right now, and all the momentum and all the assets that people have to come to us if they want something. And I think they're going to have to give, like with Fox, I think was a good example of look what we gave up to get Fox here, and what we
Right.
did not have to give up, and hopefully they keep on that trail. So it's a good year to be a Spurs fan, and I think my kids are 11 and 12. And the first couple of years I was taking them to games, like, has this team ever won a game? Like a game, not a championship.
just a
Because
game,
just every time
Dad.
we went, they lost. We were in that time where we
Right.
were rebuilding again. And I'm like, you see those 5 banners up there? We'll do that again one day. And we drafted Wemby and we started to see the momentum. I tell them now, and now they're seeing it. Like, okay, we're gonna be a good team in a few years.
Yeah,
So,
Carissa, she's 26, and just in the last few years, she's first time in her life
She was
seeing
always
a Spurs
championship
team that
runs.
wasn't in the finals. You know, I mean, it's just been hard. It's been surreal.
yes, it's a bad movie. That's why I boycott New Balance, because that's Kawhi's brand.
Oh
I
no,
blame
is
a
it
lot- I
really?
blame a lot of our problems we've had the last few years on what he did. to
First
us,
negative
so,
on this. Exactly. That was, man, I'm still hurt over
Yeah,
that.
see?
Because we were just going to parlay and just keep going and build around him, and it was going to be
throw away
awesome.
those New Balance later. Then.
Nothing
All right.
gold can stay, Pony Boy.
But it worked out in the long run.
It
'cause
did.
We wouldn't be where we are today without him doing that to us.
It's really true. It's really true.
Do you ever like when the zoo's closed to the public? Do you ever just kind of walk around yourself
All
and
the
just
time.
kind of take?
All the
That's
time.
got to be.
And we have
so-
events there a lot at night.
That's
So
gotta
I'll,
be
I'll
so
walk to
cool.
go speak at something, or I'll be leaving at dinner and just walk in the zoo in the evening when no one's there and you hear all the animals.
That
Or
is
first
so
thing in the morning when you hear the lions roaring and the gibbons are singing. The gibbons sing these beautiful songs in the mornings to each other.
Really?
I mentioned I was not a zoo guy necessarily when I came to the zoo. I mean, I'd worked at SeaWorld for a long time and some animal interaction stuff, but I got here, the gibbons, I could hear them singing in my office all the time. And I'm like, what bird is that? They're like, it's a gibbon. I'm like, oh,
A gibbon,
it's a
duh.
bird.
Yeah.
I knew that. I was just checking to make sure you all do that. But it's these beautiful sounds in the zoo, especially when it's quiet.
Do you sing back, talk back?
No,
Do
they
you
don't want
ever
me to sing back.
kind of a
They'd run.
Dr. Doolittle
They'd
thing?
hide for sure. They'd think I was some kind of strange predator.
When we were over there a couple weeks ago, Hope was telling us about you guys got that big like butterfly, like
Yeah.
where they're all just kind of flying around you. I'm like, if I was like really stressed out, I would just go in there, just bump some Coldplay and just get totally vibe out. Like, that'd be great.
We talk about it all
Would
the
it
time.
be Coldplay though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It'd have to
No
be.
doubt.
It would
Just-
have to
just
be.
get real trippy.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
We are all lucky. We talk about it all the time. A lot of us talk about, like, if you're having a bad day, you just go out and walk the zoo.
Yeah.
Hear the families and see the kids and see the animals and
Just get a good
reset
moment.
and go back
Yeah,
in.
totally.
But that butterfly house, speaking of, we built that probably 3-4 years ago. It's all glass. So every time we have hail coming to San Antonio, I am like this. Like,
Oh, I
okay,
bet.
please don't hit the zoo. Please don't hit the zoo.
You
please
bet.
don't.
And then you just got to hope the weatherman's right.
That's right. Or wrong.
I'm glad. Yeah, or wrong if I call it. Yeah, I never call where hail's going to happen, but man, I'll let you know. That's
Yes,
a good heads up.
yes.
I'll let you know. Is there a way to protect it, really, or
No.
no?
So
Okay.
we'll see. I mean, it's double paned and those kind of all the things. But if you get
If
Yeah,
you
like
get
you're talking about
softball
hitting
size
Culebra
hail,
yesterday, there's
yeah.
nothing we can
No,
do,
we
so.
had one out at 211 in Culebra. This poor girl was holding it with both hands, size of a softball.
Yeah, that's
It can
terrifying.
definitely happen. Absolutely.
That's terrifying.
Tim, man, thanks so much for rolling through there. This has been the wildest
anytime.
episode that we've had.
Quite
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my
so
God.
cool.
We've had show and
Brooke,
tell.
Heather, thank you so much.
Brooke and Heather, you guys are the best. Tim,
We had to bring animals to top coach
Yeah, yeah,
trailer. We had to bring
exactly.
some
Trailer
animals.
It's a tough act to follow.
Trailer did not bring animals. That is
Yeah,
true.
see?
Yeah, right?
Didn't come through.
But
any-
really, Tim Morrow, congratulations on phenomenal success and blessings on more.
Thank you. That's the whole city that's been doing this, not just me. I have the best team in the world, and the city supporting us, and so more to come.
more to come.
Yeah, more to
starting with
come.
starting with 8 gorillas
right.
inbound.
Inbound. When's that going to be?
That'll open later this year, November, December. We'll open Gorillas, Congo Falls.
yes.
And it's going to be beautiful and like nothing everyone's ever seen in the world.
Can't wait.
Super
Can't
excited.
wait. Tim Morrow. Thanks, bro.
Raining
I
threes.
can't-
God bless
I
you.
can't let you rap without Tim chiming in on one more of our reigning champs.
Oh, okay.
One more.
John wants one more.
Who you
Reigning
think it'll be,
champs.
buddy?
Oh, there we go.
Who's taking that one?
I feel like it's pretty easy.
That's an easy one right
I
there.
feel like those two dudes are running in their New Balance
Guy on the-
as fast as
I
they
just
can.
said,
right.
and he outruns me, so I'm in big trouble,
How
man.
fast can gorillas run?
Fast. I'm not sure the miles per hour, but it's fast. I mean, I've seen videos of them. I've seen gorilla in the wild, and I did not see them running, but they're fast. But they don't wear New Balance, so we'll see. We'll see.
No. I'm gonna hope he picks one of us, and whichever one's slower and can't run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
exactly,
You just can't be the slowest one.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
Just got to outrun the other guy. You don't have to outrun the gorilla.
Just knock him down.
Good luck to you. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.